On a quiet Christmas Eve in 1945, the Sodder family home in Fayetteville, West Virginia, became the epicenter of a mystery that has haunted America for decades. George and Jenny Sodder had worked tirelessly to provide a comfortable life for their 9 children. George, a practical man with a cautious mind, ran a successful business, while Jenny, warm and meticulous, devoted herself to raising a large family with love and attention. Their home, filled with laughter, the scent of pine, and the promise of holiday joy, seemed untouched by the world's troubles. Yet beneath the normalcy, subtle tensions had begun to emerge. Strange telephone calls with no one on the line, the occasional shadow glimpsed at the edge of their property, and hints that George's outspoken opinions had attracted some local hostility. These minor, almost imperceptible events would take on terrifying significance on that fateful night when the fire erupted, transforming a peaceful Christmas into a nightmare that would baffle authorities, journalists, and investigators for generations. The scene of the burning house, with its fiery glow reflecting in the snow outside, seemed almost surreal, as if the flames themselves were hiding secrets they refused to reveal. As the fire engulfed the house, George and Jenny fought desperately to reach their children. Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty were nowhere to be found in the chaotic blaze, leaving only the surviving 4 siblings and their parents on the freezing ground outside. Neighbors watched in disbelief, calling out and trying to offer help, but the heat and smoke forced George and Jenny to retreat repeatedly. After the fire subsided, the horror became clear. 5 children were missing, and curiously, no remains were ever recovered from the rubble. Not a single bone, not a trace of ashes that would typically be expected after such an inferno. Investigators and neighbors struggled to reconcile this glaring absence, fueling speculation and unease. The scene itself was chilling, a home reduced to smoldering ruins, while certain areas appeared untouched, shadows of walls still standing eerily in the glow of the embers, and the faint outline of a Christmas tree that had somehow remained upright amidst the destruction. For the audience, these visuals create an immediate sense of dread and mystery, setting the tone for a story that defies reason. In the days that followed, George Sodder took matters into his own hands. Flyers featuring photographs of the missing children were distributed across the state and into neighboring regions, each one a desperate plea for information. The family's search revealed strange and unsettling details: missing ladders that could have been used in an escape, footprints near the house in freshly fallen snow, and odd signs of tampering with the electrical wiring that hinted at premeditated arson. Then came the mysterious postcard, received years later, which read simply, "Some of your children are alive and well." The handwriting was unfamiliar, the postmark vague, and the message itself cryptic, raising questions that still linger today. Who had sent it? And how had they obtained information about the children? The postcard, both hopeful and terrifying, suggested that someone had been orchestrating events behind the scenes, watching the Sodder family, and manipulating their fate. Every detail: the burned house, the missing remains, the strange postcard fed into a narrative that grew increasingly eerie, perfect for visuals depicting shadows moving at the edges of the frame, half-seen figures, and the chilling quiet of an empty house in winter. Authorities and neighbors offered theories, none of which fully satisfied the relentless questions the case posed. Some believed the fire was an accident, a tragic mishap with no survivors, while others suspected foul play. Theories ranged from a kidnapping for ransom plot to more sinister possibilities involving organized crime or personal vendettas. Over time, reports of odd occurrences before and after the fire unidentified visitors near the property, unexplained phone calls, and neighborhood whispers painted a picture of deliberate targeting. The FBI, though only lightly involved, investigated the case, reviewing leads and speaking with neighbors. Yet even federal attention could not solve the mystery. For the audience, imagining these investigations allows for dramatic depictions of shadowy agents, dimly lit offices, and stacks of files, emphasizing the sense of a mystery that is both massive and impenetrable. As years passed, the emotional toll on the Sodder family became increasingly evident. Every Christmas brought a mixture of hope and anguish, a renewed expectation that their children might somehow appear. George and Jenny devoted their lives to searching for answers, driving across states, following rumors, and interviewing anyone who might have seen or heard something. The surviving children grew up haunted by uncertainty, never fully able to move past the sense of loss and suspicion. Amateur investigators, journalists, and curious onlookers added to the legend, revisiting the mystery with modern techniques and attempting to trace long-forgotten leads. The combination of unresolved tragedy and cryptic clues created a perfect storm for storytelling, allowing for visuals of long, snowy roads, abandoned houses, flickering candlelight, and shadowy forms slipping past the edges of the camera. Theories about the children's fate became almost folklore, ranging from the plausible to the chillingly bizarre. Some suggested the children had been hidden or adopted far away. Others imagined that they had been forcibly taken and never returned. The idea that they could have been alive for decades, somewhere unseen, added a layer of horror and fascination. Modern technology has allowed investigators to use genealogical research, DNA databases, and forensic techniques to revisit the case, but no definitive answers have emerged. For a viewer, the creeping uncertainty, the notion that 5 children vanished without a trace, possibly still alive, possibly not, creates an atmosphere of suspense and unresolved tension, ideal for cinematic AI-generated visuals depicting winter forests, abandoned barns, and faded photographs. Ultimately, the story of the Sodder children is a haunting tale of grief, hope, and enduring mystery. The combination of a catastrophic fire, missing children, cryptic messages, and decades of unanswered questions makes it one of the most perplexing and chilling cases in American history. It challenges the boundaries of logic, leaving viewers to wonder not only what happened on that Christmas Eve, but what unseen forces might have been at play. Every shadow, every flicker of light in the ruins, every detail in the decades-long investigation seems to whisper a story never fully told. For anyone watching, the Sodder children's disappearance is a reminder that some mysteries are designed not to be solved, lingering in the shadows of memory, legend, and the quiet ache of unanswered questions. The final scenes of such a video could linger on a snow-covered ruin, the faint glow of a Christmas light, or a close-up of the postcard, allowing the audience to feel the chilling weight of a mystery that refuses to fade.